Oh, yes. You know, our next guests are two of the most recognizable actors in Hollywood. They co-star in the upcoming film Machine Gun Preacher. It's the story of Sam Childers, a former drug dealer who transforms into a passionate savior of children in East Africa. Please welcome the stars of the movie, Gerard Butler and Michelle Monaghan. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you.
Wow.
You guys are busy. Very, very busy.
Yeah, hurry up.
Yeah. No. We want to take as long as we can. I have to admit, walking into this film last week, I saw a screening of it. I knew what it was about broadly, but within that first minute, I was like, I need tissue. Oh my God, this is going to be a heavy film. How did you guys deal with, I mean, emotionally, I was just torn apart when I walked out there, but you guys shoot this over months and months at a time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's just the way it goes. You kind of get ready, you white knuckle it, and you think, I'm in for a ride. And the fact is, when you go into something so intensely, it is hard, but it's also very rewarding when you know you're creating this story that has that effect, that has people grabbing at the tissues, that has people coming out going, wow, what a great story. So, you know, it's just being willing to go to those places and just, you know.
And you guys played such contrasting characters. I mean, yours is a down and dirty, turn yourself around kind of guy, and yours is this solid, peaceful, strong woman. Was that difficult, playing such contrasting roles?
I think for me, it was really kind of delving into who this woman was and is still today. I mean, she's entirely complex, but she really is this quiet giant of this relationship, and really the backbone, I think, of their marriage, and really, you know, the touchstone where Sam kind of comes back to her and finds the courage really to do what he does on a daily basis. And it certainly hasn't been easy for her, but it was a blessing to be able to play her.
Now, people who aren't familiar, this is a true story. The characters, Sam and Lynn Childers, they're still alive. What could you tell us about Sam? Because you spent time with both Sam and Lynn, right? What were they like?
Well, you know, there's nobody quite like Sam. I mean, this like you say, this guy, he was a drug dealer, he was a robber, who then found God, and with the same energy he went into his own self-destruction. He decides to, one, become a preacher, but two, you know, really moves down to the Sudan, builds an orphanage right in the heart of the conflict, and starts fighting the rebels, RPGs, you know, machine guns. He's you know, he's a crazy guy, but he's got such a sparkle, you know, to pick, with this great sense of humor, and yet, you know, he's one of the toughest dudes you'll ever meet. So to spend time with him, knowing where he's been, knowing what he's capable of, it's a fascinating experience.
Does it make it harder to portray him, knowing that you know the guy now, he's going to see the film?
It helps because he's there. So I can speak to him, I can see how he is, I can see the kind of person, I can see, you know, through his eyes what makes him cry, you know, what makes him laugh, and, you know, no, you get a sense of the person, and then you almost try and channel it, knowing that you've sensed him. Sometimes when you're acting, you go, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm just flying with it from what I know of him, and you just feel him come through you. So I think it definitely helps to spend time with the guy.
I'm going to talk about Lynn in a second, but I understand we actually have a clip. It's one of the moving clips where Lynn is trying to motivate Sam to keep going when he starts to lose faith.
Where are you?
I'm away.
It's a test, Sam.
I can't do it no more, Lynn. It's over.
Sam,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Them kids have had their whole lives burned to the ground, and worse. How many of them you see giving up? God gave you purpose, Sam Childers. Now get off your butt, stop your crying, and build it again. You hear me?
Yeah, okay, when I saw that, that wasn't what I expected Lynn to say, and I thought, okay, you're a wife and a mother. You that display of unconditional love and support
And self-sacrifice.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really incredible. You know, she's endured a tough road. You know, she's really struggled a lot, and I think she's been conflicted a lot in her life about putting her family first, herself first, and Sam first. And, you know, I think that's something to be recognized about her, because it's been a very hard road for her. And yet she has believed that Sam has been doing God's work, and she can stand behind that and believe in that. And as a result, they've been able to kind of get through this and have this incredible crusade for these children. And I'm humbled by her.
Do you think the reason why, I looked at it and I'm so amazed thinking that these two people are still together. But as I was researching and watching, I thought, what happened in the early years of their marriage was so much worse, right?
That's
right?
the thing, and that's what I came to understand. You know, I spent a weekend with them, and boy, they've been through hell and back, you know, and the reality is, you know, yes, he's taken their money and he's sold their business, and really they've lost their house nearly, but at the end of the day, he's really come from a place of complete self-destruction to really saving his own life and saving so many other lives, and so she's really been able to keep that in perspective.
Okay, well, there's much more we want to talk to you guys, but we got to take a quick break. We'll be back with Michelle Monaghan and Gerard Butler right after this. Stay with us. All right, we are back. They're very excited. We're back with Gerard Butler and Michelle Monaghan, stars of the upcoming film Machine Gun Preacher. You know, we were just talking during commercial break that, you know, a lot of times you see a film or you go to the movies and you're entertained, but you're entertained in this film and you walk away with, you're enlightened and you're touched. How does that feel when you
It was
hear?
amazing. That's why, you know, that's the thing. That's why we both did it. But I know for me, I read the story and went, God, what a remarkable story! What an adventurous, colourful story. And yet you come out of there and you know you're impacted. You want to make a difference. You know. So to be able to do all of those things, it feels great. To see the reaction that you had and a lot of other people are having, just see them so impassioned by it. It feels that's what we're in this for.
Now, how did you do, because you go to some really dark places in this film, how did you do your job as an actor and then turn it off and go back home after shooting and then delve right back into that place?
You know, it's just something that you get used to, but at the same time, you can't always shake it off. There's always, traces remain with you. And in this movie, because his journey does become so dark, by the end of Africa, it was hard to shake it off completely, because really in Africa, what he witnesses on a daily basis and where he goes in his soul and his psyche, you know, it became the intensity of where you were going. And that is, you're going within yourself and then you're kind of multiplying it by 100. And you know, I had a folder of just the most horrific pictures from those areas of what has happened that I would look at every time I had a big scene, you know.
Really?
And then, oh, yeah. And then look at the kids around me. These beautiful, beautiful kids. And imagine me as one of them. And then transfer that and go, imagine being in that situation where you're watching your parents, or not just watching your parents being killed in front of you, but you're being given a club and forced to kill your parents. You know, that's just one of many situations that they're faced with. Yes, it's hard to imagine.
A lot of atrocities in the film. But one of the parts that I really enjoyed, and you've spoken about it, Michelle, is when you are doing some preaching and you build this church. What was that like to sit there in those chairs and listen to him?
Well, I too believe I witnessed greatness that day. There's 3 big preaching scenes, and we shot all in one day. And one of the first is sort of Sam, Jerry finding his feet as a preacher and kind of being a little bit timid, and then he really kind of finds his footing, and then the last he kind of goes a bit maniacal. And that day you could have heard a pin drop, really. I mean, it was incredible to see Jerry embody Sam to the fullest, and it was actually the first time it was a pleasure being preached to for me. So
yeah, people were coming up in the church going, "Oh my God!" I mean, I really.
Are you a real preacher?
Yeah, well, not just but are going. I feel God. You know, I'm actually thinking, I need to get back into this religion thing. You know, so it was great. I think I might change my career.
I'd go to his church.
Yeah, I'd go to his church. Wouldn't you, Voice Box? Yeah. He'd have a lot of followers. Yeah. Hey, I'm looking at you, and I saw you in the film, and you've just shrunk
Yeah.
You look fabulous in the film, and you look great now. Is that from shooting Mavericks?
Yeah, most of it was for that. My last movie as well, I wanted to get smaller. I was playing an ex-professional soccer player. I don't know why. The older I get, I suddenly want to do all these sports movies. But now I'm playing a surfer, and I wanted to slim down for that. But I was also, to be honest, you know, I've been lifting a lot of heavy weights, and just sometimes you just get bored with it. So I've been enjoying the opportunity to slim down and, you know, be more supple and be more athletic, you know? Yeah.
Do that again,
I couldn't do that
Gerard.
before.
Well, the movie is absolutely fabulous. Machine Gun Preacher comes out in theaters on September 23rd. Thank you both for being here. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Let's all go to the Church of Gerard Butler now. The Church
Now,
of Gerard
Our Father.